Hey everyone, in this video, we are going to go over Share the Board with Martin Demkowitz. I had the opportunity to actually connect with Martin while at the FETC conference in New Orleans, Louisiana recently. And while I was chatting with him, actually we recorded a really great episode. It's actually episode 136 of the EdTech Bites podcast. Make sure you check that full episode out. That way you can kind of hear where he got the vision and how the whole Share the Board concept got started. Anyway, Share the Board. Here's what it is. When running on your computer, Share the Board actually uses your camera on the computer, or whatever camera it is you're using in your classroom, and if you're pointing it at you while you're writing on the whiteboard or any surface at that, it actually sees through you, because as we know in the classroom, when we have our back to students or when we're writing on the whiteboard, we're blocking a portion of what we're writing because our bodies are in front of it. Their bodies are right between the board and what we're writing and the students. So he saw that as an issue and he corrected it. He found a creative solution to that problem. So the product actually sees through the teacher. I know, crazy concept. As a matter of fact, when we were talking pre-interview, he kept talking about teacher clarity and teacher transparency. And I thought he was talking about teachers being open and a little bit vulnerable with students. And then as we talked more and more, it clicked. You're talking about seeing through the teacher, and that's when the excitement happened, and that's when I really got into the conversation with him. And more than anything, I wanted to see the product in action. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take a look at the product in action, a real quick demo. There's 3 different views you're going to see on the sequence that follows. You're going to see the teacher view, you're going to see the classroom view, and you're going to be seeing the session view as well. And they're pointed out kind of like a picture-in-picture kind of deal. So check it out. Make sure that you connect with Share the Board and Martin Demkowitz and everything they're doing over there, because this is big, ladies and gentlemen.
The 2 things, as I mentioned, that we feel like has been sacrificed the most intensely since so much education has gone remote is the humanity, right, of the teaching experience, which is a naturally human-rich experience, and in many ways the sort of frictionless behavior, frictionless experience that you get from using something as innately and intuitively easy to use as a whiteboard, right? There is no learning curve. There is no, it's like a mattress or a roof. You see it, you know how to use it. That's why whiteboards are great, right? Why would we take something so frictionless and so human that allows me to do this, to be, convey body language that gets, kids excited, and try to replace it with something better? I think this is as good as it gets in many ways. So rather, we asked ourselves a simple question. Rather than come up with something that imitates the humanity or the frictionless behavior in a remote or a hybrid teaching setting, how do we just get the teacher on the board, right, in front of the student, wherever they might be? Share the board. So, before we get to what Share the Board is, we can tell you about the 3 questions we asked our participating teachers. We asked them, if the whiteboard is so important, why can't you just point a camera at it, right, when you're teaching remotely or recording yourself, right? And they all said the same thing. It's not legible, it's not interactive, and it's not secured, for lack of a better word, right? It's a hassle to get content off of it. So you've got the do not erase in the corner, you've got somebody trying to take a picture, yourself are taking pictures. This is also true outside of the education space, of course. Well, if you're paying attention, of course, you'll see that our application has solved all these problems, right? First and foremost, it's identifying content in real time. It's making anything that's not content look transparent. It's smoothing out the background to make it, make that contrast pop. The other thing it's doing is it's actually fully interactive. So this is where I need you to participate.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. And match wits with me in this game of strategy and tactics we call tic-tac-toe. On your right side there, you have what we call board view, which is exactly what it sounds like. Pick up a pen, pick up a marker, pick up a line tool, whatever you like, and go ahead and take a shot.
Marker is disabled by the presenter.
Uh-oh, it is. I was doing a demonstration earlier about how you can control.
It's back on now.
Because it's important. That's also important, right, for teachers to be able to control when when students have access to their board.
Okay, so I'm writing on here. Can you see it on your screen?
I can indeed.
What?
There you go.
No
Take a
way.
shot. Take a shot. See, you're a corner. I'm a corner guy too. When I go on the offensive, so Take your best shot. I do a lot of demos, so it's gonna be really hard to beat me.
Oh, I accidentally moved it. Look at that.
That's quite all right. So
Okay.
to demonstrate the purpose, let's just go ahead and call this a win. There you go.
Okay.
That's your win there. We'll connect all the way through. There you go. So the point is that what was once a one-way tool, even in class, is now fully interactive. Now, why is that important? That's important for, actually I'm not going to erase that yet. That's important for question number 2. We asked teachers, what does remote mean to you? And here too we got 3 answers, right? The most common answer was big remote. I'm in Poland, you're in the States, you're in Canada, I'm in Chile, whatever it might be. That's pretty big remote. But then the second most common, and yet totally much more omnipresent and functionally almost identical challenge, small remote. I'm in the back of the class, particularly in higher education. You're in row 10,
Lecture hall.
Lecture hall, exactly. That person's not gonna say, Professor, what's that right there? They're just not gonna do it. And yet, they have one of these and they can say, Professor, what's that right there? Or you as the professor can say, who would like to answer this question? And it doesn't matter whether you're sitting in the front row, 10th row, or in another point, on the planet, you have the same exact access. So again, there's that word, democratized access to the board. So the third one, by the way, when we ask schools, this is much more common in higher education, temporal remoteness, right? You have recorded lectures, flipped lectures, etc. It's really hard to ask your teacher to move on a recording.
Yeah.
You don't have to when the content is unobstructable. And when it's secured, everything is being saved in real time. So, just to make it really easy, once you make this this window full screen, just go ahead and make that full screen. Okay, and then the third button on your left is going to be board memory.
Oh.
And board memory is exactly what it sounds like. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's a live replay of the board, which is updated in real time. So even if you walked in 10 minutes late to that lecture, you can catch right up, right? And then later, if you're a teacher checking for understanding, you want to see what part are people getting tripped up on. You can look at the data that sees where are the kids doing the replay. If you have an hour-long session, that's a pretty long replay, but they're all probably hovering around one part, which tells you maybe that's the part that's not clearly explained and you spend more time. So there's another feedback loop. In other words, you're already investing all this time creating this high value, completely custom content. More than 10,000 lectures a day in just the United States alone at high school and collegiate level. All that fantastic custom high level content thrown in the garbage every single day. Unbelievable. You're already doing the work. Why not have it work harder for you? Both the person who is creating it and the person who's meant to use it, to benefit from it, right? So, there you go. We've cured the anxiety of what I'm doing right now. The old, I'm not done yet, please don't erase that. That is now gone, right? The do not erase and the I wasn't ready yet. Yeah. All that anxiety is gone, right? Which is very important for the reasons that I probably should have started with. Students actually pay attention more when they don't have to copy.